where bandits are? To defeat them, the military should prepare for 6 months of war. Babajide, a notable Nigerian journalist who has earned himself a reputable position in the field of Nigerian journalism due to his ability to offer preferred opinions, solutions and suggestions in matters that has to do with politics and societal events, Babajide Kolade Otitoju has come out in a recent video interview that was uploaded by the TVC News to profess solution to the government on how the flames of banditry could be extinguished all over the country. Flames of banditry? Like, I'm so confused. Like, this is just so, like, I do you know what bandits are? That you're suggesting there has to be 6 months of war. Do you know what let me even, like, if I give my own meaning, and maybe I may be wrong, let's even bandits. Bandit is like a robber. Again, I'm just like, 6 months of war for a bandit? We're talking petty thieves here, but of course these people are requesting for millions of ransoms, and they're actually going for, for kids, as in kidnapping a whole bunch. So I guess that brings the severity of, what it may be. But then what means 6 months of war? You have Sheikh Gumi literally being the official trade union. So I'm so confused. Like, 6 months of war, excuse me, for what? Like, how can you become such a national nuisance? We now have to prepare to go to war. I totally disagree. Well, let's continue. Kolade, who spoke in a short video clip that lasted for 2 minutes, disclosed that we know where these bandits are and know their hideouts and where their camps are situated, while stressing that all order to exterminate them, that there must be a well-coordinated military attack, because no group of persons, or rather terrorists, can be bigger than the state. Yeah, but the word terrorist and bandit, if you're going with terrorist, then that justifies, okay, fine, 6 months of war. I understand the intensity behind that. But we're talking about bandits here. We're talking about bandits who have a spokesperson that the government defends and the government urges to compensate. So I'm so confused. 6 months of war for what? Like, this is like, what is going on in this country? Like, this does not make sense at all. Babajide suggested that the Nigerian army, if prepared to conquer these bandits, should organize themselves for 6 months of war, which entails blocking and surrounding all possible exits of bandits and launching a fierce military attack that will exterminate all of them. But why not saying this? Oh my days. If you have, again, you don't have to give details of this, but say 6 months of war and giving details of how the Nigerian government could do it. Don't you really think your strategies may not work or will not be employed? Again, I don't think, except the underskilled, the actual intelligence team and all that, because again, they've proven, if they can literally go and abduct Nnamdi Kanu from a foreign country, pulling all the strings that they can to do that, in which I am probably sure they broke international law. I am very much sure that they can, even with the confines of the law in Nigeria, that they are able to pull the strings that they need to get these bandits, especially when you have Sheikh Gumi, who is in daily communion with the bandits. They're literally right in front of you. So what's the excuse? The excuse is non-existent. So what is all this? This don't make sense. He also noted that if the military can invade thick forests in states like Zamfara, Kaduna and Niger and wipe out these terrorists from existence, that the case of banditry will be a thing of the past. But in order to achieve such feat, the military must have the willpower to do so. But then the military also has the willpower to go into the southeast and just, exert their presence for no reason. Because they very much relate. When we're talking about the height of insecurity, when headsmen were literally doing the most in the south of the country, southeastern part of the country, it was actually ESN who did the job and actually drove them away. And then all of a sudden, right now, this is so sad. Sad and embarrassing, to be honest. So I'm like, where these bandits are? How many months will it take? Because this banditry thing, it started end of last year. we're almost done with half of the year is gone, and nothing has happened. And even the southeastern governors themselves that claim that they ban open grazing and all that, they still haven't put that into effect. And then the recent meeting they had in Lagos has not even, nothing has come of it. What they literally say is that there's a gap. So from now to the 1st of May, they're giving the option for these bandits or these herders to find an alternative. I don't know. That matters is that they're giving them time, too much, almost a month, to literally, I don't know what the plan is, but then after that, then they'd fully enforce it. Why now? Because then by the time they'd enforce the ban on open grazing, it will be a year, almost a year after these attacks started. How serious are we in tackling security? Because it's taking too long. It's taking too long. But then what is actually in the minds of these politicians right now is the fact that they want to, start strategizing for 2023. Huh? Someone says, you know where the bandits are and you still find it difficult to apprehend them, but find it very much easy to go after Nnamdi Kanu, who is in abroad, and you kidnap him, in which they risked, it was probably a risk, and they probably did, but they risked also breaking international law just to get Nnamdi Kanu. So the time you plan strategizing and planning, again, it will probably take time, especially as Nnamdi Kanu was on a British passport. That is a whole different conversation. Why? Because the Nigerian government may actually be in trouble for that. But still, even with Sunday Igboho, as in, they literally murdered his relatives and they did not care at all. They literally did not care. So it's like, okay, fine. What's all this then? Because they didn't care, because no one's going to hold them accountable. They literally destroyed. So again, when they really focus on achieving something, they will. So then, if you have the resources and you're capable of making things work, why do you choose not to? Because then as people, you put ideas into our heads and we start thinking, is it that you actually want these things to happen and you want us to be wiped out for some reason? Or you are actually benefiting from all the chaos that is going on? Or maybe you are the actual cause or the sponsors of all this. You then put ideas into the minds of Nigerians. Because, again, there's absolutely no excuse as to why you would not fix issues like this. And then, obviously, I guess it's a suggestion by this journalist that 6 months is what the military would need to defeat them. But then I'm just like, really? Really? It takes them too long. That is too long. That is absolutely too long. But that's the thing. Saying 6 months, it's just like, are you really prioritizing the people? Like, what are you waiting for? It's very, very sad. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's his own opinion, and I guess that's a solution at the end of the day, because it seems like the government itself is not really doing their job, so I guess he will have to help them. It is what it is. Put what you think about it, and don't forget to like and subscribe.